But talk to me about, this very concerning narrative from the northern part of the country, where the north seems to be the loudest region in terms of talking about national development, for instance, and there's this perception the north is always saying me, crying foul, or being the victim in the conversation, because the issues that the north is complaining about, whether it's insecurity or underdevelopment, these are national issues. The south also has issues around underdevelopment. The south also has challenges with unemployment, has challenges with insecurity. So why is the north trying to make it look like this is the only region that actually matters?
No, I think it's because, let's be realistic. In practical terms, north is about the poorest part of the country. This is no brainer. You understand? I give you an example. During Buhari's region, for example, for every 1,000 naira you had, you spent only 107 naira or 200 naira to buy a liter of petrol, which means that you had 800 naira to maybe buy a measure of beans or rice to cook for your children. Now, for every 1,000 naira you have, you spend 800 naira on a liter of petrol, and you are left with only 200 naira.
Yeah, but you have to talk about the trade-offs. The trade-offs back then was that we're indebting ourselves.
We're still indebting ourselves
to keep an unsustainable supply.
No, this is what is unsustainable. In fact, we have just come to the unsustainability. I don't know how and where you are going to repay $21 billion debt at once, or 15 billion yen, which you said you are going to use in agriculture. As the Japanese coming here to plant our rice, or the agbado that President Tinubu said he will provide, how do you just collect 15 billion yen from Japan and say you are going to invest in agriculture? What sort of agriculture?
Does the North need to learn to be patient, just like the rest of the country?
The North needs to be patient, but the trouble is that President Bola Ige has decidedly picked the North as his opposition. He has turned the North into the opposition. So he's not giving us our dues.
Okay.
So that's why we're already impatient with him. And let me remind you, he used religion to railroad us into supporting him. He said Muslim ticket. But it's Muslims who are catching hell under his administration.
He used it?
Of course he used it.
I'm sure it's a lot more...
No, that's what he used. He used it as a sentiment. He knew that our people would fall for it. Look, on the eve of his departure to Vatican, they announced shamelessly that 62% of his appointments were Christians. You don't say this. He's dividing the country.
Okay.
You don't say this. You don't announce it. You announce it gleefully, triumphantly. Who do you want to impress? Vatican?
Right.
Does Vatican vote for you?
People like Governor Obasani believes that the North is, playing the victim role in a very dishonest way. He believes...
Obasani himself is dishonest.
He believes that
Obasani himself is dishonest.
There needs to be an introspective look where northern leaders need to be held accountable for their mismanagement of the region. Don't you think that there is a valid point there?
It's a valid point, but what has he done to change the narrative? We also need to ask, what has Obasani himself delivered in 2 years? Obasani himself has not used the advice that he has given to others. What can he boast of? What can he come out and say, I have changed the narrative in the health sector or in the education sector of Kaduna State? This was a person who had background in human rights activism. But now he has totally abandoned it because he has become a politician or because he has become Tinubu's lackey.